Welcome to SNS Institutions. We have 24 years of academic excellence and is the first Indian institution to implement design thinking framework as the driving engine for all our academic activities. Our objective is to deliver quality education, innovation with social cause. We have a wide spectrum of educational streams from preschool to advanced levels of graduate and postgraduate programs in arts, science, education, management, engineering, pharmacy, allied health sciences and research centers. Our college focuses on 5 centers, which act as our pillars of SNS, covering all streams on building a culture, focusing on effective teaching and learning, skill and entrepreneurship development, innovation, industry connect and social responsibility initiatives.
Hello everyone, this is Samyuktha, pursuing Computer Science and Engineering in SNS College of Technology. I'm happy to interview an inspirational woman, Mrs. Shubhadhra, CEO PVR Foods Coimbatore. Mrs. Shubhadhra is a computer science engineer and specialized in image processing from Anna University. She has held key positions in several colleges and spent more than 15 years. Applied for teaching and training have been appreciated by students. One of Shubhadhra's long-standing dream was to set up an enterprise for women in Coimbatore. She founded PVR Foods, which began with a vision to create livelihoods for marginalized women in the society. PVR Foods developed into a familiar brand named Bomidani, which produces high-quality millet-based ready-to-cook food products. PVR Food is also an ISO and GMP certified company. It was incubated by Tamil Nadu Agricultural University in Coimbatore and eventually became a grantee of RKBY Raptavati, Ministry of Agriculture, Cooperation and Farmers Welfare. Shubhadhra has been acknowledged for her efforts in many forums and also got highest grant from the central government in Tamil Nadu. Let's get started and get to know more about Mrs. Shubhadhra and the company she runs. Hello ma'am, I'm pleased to welcome you and it is my pleasure to interact with you and to know more about your organization.
Welcome, very happy to meet you in this session today.
Please tell us about your inspiration and insight to start this company.
Inspiration is like, generally I was a professor serving across the institutions as a professor and dean and other divisions also. Generally, we used to say to children that, you have to be a job, need not be a job seeker, become a job provider. So at the end of the day, when I think about myself, I myself also been working for a college, it's like, why not I take some kind of a venturing was in my mind. So that has pushed me towards this kind of a venturing where the scope of, giving more employment opportunities. It's like it's like empowering people, empowering the team within us. All that made me to become an entrepreneur.
That's really inspiring, ma'am. So can you brief about your company and the products you manufacture?
Yeah, we are making actually millet-based value-added products. We bring in millet idli dosa batters, which is our prime product. Probably you might have heard of the ID is one a set of millet-based products which people are doing. So we bring in millet atta flour, millet, everything from millet. Say millet puttu, those kind of an items we are bringing. Apart from that, lot of South Indian food items like pickles, idli podi. These were our items.
Great, ma'am. You have wonderful product. So, like without challenges, there is no success. So, likewise, you'd have faced many challenges in the beginning, and that too, particularly in this pandemic scenario, like any other products, Bomidani would have also faced a lot of challenges. Could you share some of your experiences and difficulties you faced?
Definitely, yeah. So I was telling you the same, like, I'm a first generation entrepreneur. So I was not having any big experiences basically on this business, what type of problems I'll be facing also, I do not know. It is like totally in a blind folk. So in that case, when we started initially, I had a real challenge in taking our products to the market, because people were seeing the product and they were giving a lot of different type of comments, like the kind of a millets batter used to be in a different color. Basically, it will not be pure white as good as a rice batter. So they used to say, generally as good as in Tamil. வந்து வெள்ளை வெள்ளை கலர்ல மல்லிகைப்பூ மாதிரி இட்லி இருக்கணும், நீங்க உங்க மாவை பாத்தீங்கன்னா பிரவுன் கலரா இருக்கு, கிரீன் கலரா இருக்கு. Because my millets are in their natural color, like ragi will be somewhat, it is little brownish, whereas kambu is another batter, pearl millet, which will be little bit greenish and all that. So they were commenting in such a way to to get the product itself. So the resistance was not from the customer, even just from the shopkeeper itself. So that was the biggest trouble which I faced initially. So later we asked them to try at home. Don't see the color. You please see the taste of the product, goodness of the product, healthy, how much it is healthy for you. All that we were explaining them. And then we asked them to try it at home. After trying, the next day, the same person called us to get the products back. So likewise, when we were facing the people, initially we had a lot of struggles in terms of acceptance of the product. Later, during the pandemic situation, for us, it was more favoring because it is a healthy product. And people were looking out for good product, and that's how they've chosen millets as a choice. And for millets, we were the pioneers in bringing millets in different forms. Generally millets are cooked in as a rice form only, but we brought it in different breakfast food or a dinner food, like that, making millet atta flours where you can prepare chapatis, parathas, puri, all that you can try. Whereas with puttu also we can try. So all these millets in different forms made them to try more, and that's how we actually became 2 to 3 times of what we were producing earlier. That was a favoring situation, I can say, for us, the pandemic.
That's really great, ma'am. Happy to know that you came to your hurdles. So the next question is, madam, can you describe about your distribution channels, marketplaces, and customer base?
Yeah, the distribution is across. We are doing with the different shops. We have distribution in Bangalore and Hyderabad, and now we started in Chennai also. We have distributors. In fact, 2 of them are women, and we are employing more women, deprived women especially, in this team. So they are doing very good. Their enthusiasm is so high. It makes us to feel more energized when we are dealing with the women. Basically, they have a lot of innovations they have in terms of bringing in sales. And apart from that, we also go with the hospital canteens, like diabetic centers, a kind of institutions also we were trying, like hospitals, the canteens, and the hostels also we are trying. So everywhere it is taking a very good penetration, and we are reaching in a better level.
That's wonderful, ma'am. So what is your promotional strategy to enhance the sales of your products?
Okay, promotional strategy is generally, making our product to be tasted. Anybody who tastes the products, we are confident about the taste and the quality of the product, what we prepare. So we are just making them to try, let them try, taste it, and then they become our customers. This is a simple technique which we use it. And distribution in other states, in fact, in Bangalore and all, we made, with the college students also, we did a try of making interns to try over there. It was a good reach.
That's truly amazing, ma'am. So in what way do you differentiate your product from other related products, and how will you engage your competitors? Can we know more about that?
Yeah, definitely. Millets, we were the pioneers, I said earlier also. In 2016, when I started this venture, that time there were no millets as a batter form. We were the first people. I have been with Central Food Research Institute in Mysore, and we tried making the technology of bringing the millets in the batter form, where we could bring more of the nutrients. When it is being converted from the raw material into a value addition, generally there will be a lot of loss of nutrient happens. Whereas in our product, we could maintain and retain the nutrients up to 95%. So that way we are totally different from the market products.
Sure, you and your company might have received awards. Let us know more about that and also mention about your quality certification for your products and what other recognitions have you received?
Okay. So our company is ISO 9001 certified, and we are also a good manufacturing practices GMP certified company. We are also progressive towards the Z certification. Z is zero effect and zero defect. So in that also we are progressive, and we are thankful to the Government of India, the Department of Agriculture, for giving us a grant in RKVY Raftar scheme, where in Pan India more than 2000 projects from the agricultural base they have submitted out, in which from Tamil Nadu cadre we have been the topper with the highest grant value of 23 lakhs.
What are the challenges faced by you as a women entrepreneur?
Okay, as a women entrepreneur, it was sometimes managing people only. Sometimes the kind of drivers who do the sales and all. Sometimes very few people they behave like they said they used to come back for the next day. They take money in prayer and suddenly they won't turn up. They think like, okay, anyway, ma'am only, we can tell her. I used to think those days, maybe if at all there is a male, means these people would have been afraid to do this kind of a cheating, or what is this and all. I used to think, and little bit I used to be, tensed. But it is always there in every domain. It is not either male or female. I think in all the domain there are people who behave little bit immoral way. So that is something part of your business and life. We have to go and live along with that. So always now I have an alternate plans, not always with plan A. I used to have a plan B also. If something fails, then immediately I have another option of how to chase it and see that it is done. That's how we are managing.
That's fabulous, ma'am. So, how important is technology in entrepreneurship?
Technology is very, very important. See, this pandemic situation makes all of you to go with online. If at all there is no Swiggy and this kind of apps are not existing, I don't know, for many people it's going to be very difficult. So in both ways, see, either from the business perspective and also from the customer's perspective, it makes you so easy to access to any product, anything. See, Amazon, all this kind of an online technology, everything brings a simplest way of handling things. See, I am sitting here, you are conducting an interview with me. It's because of the technology. We are letting to know each other. So similarly, we are also dealing a lot of our business meetings, taking deals. Everything happens in a very easiest form. So technology is more important. It makes our work more simpler and very effective also.
Of course, ma'am. So, work-life management is an art. Accordingly, how do you balance it?
Yeah, it's it's a real challenge at times. When I started this business, I think my son was in fifth standard. So I used to be at office in my company. I used to come sometimes late night. But that time my husband was serving in the other place, so he was also not in the house. So we had a real tough time of managing the kid that time. Only for a business woman, even a working woman, they have to manage their time with the work and this thing. But for business, we are 24/7. We are attached to the company.
So, what is your advice to students like us and budding entrepreneurs regarding startup?
Definitely, people should come forward. India is such a big populated country, and we need more people to come forward to become an entrepreneur. They should be more successful. That is very, very important. No, not just trying it in a way like let us try. If it works out, let us do. It shouldn't be of that sort. They should be in a target that they have to be a winner. So people can have a lot of analysis. They can go with a lot of institutions. It shouldn't be like a try in a just like that way. It should be very meticulous. Suppose in particular domain they are going, they have to do some more research in that. Should go with more meticulous learning, research, and then they should aspire.
Definitely, ma'am. We'll take your words, ma'am. So thank you, ma'am, both personally and on behalf of SNS institutions. We thank you all wholeheartedly for sparing your time. And many students like us will be benefited through this interview. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for being there.
Thank you so much. It was a great opportunity to meet you on this session, and it is a forum where I can meet more children through online also. It's a real pleasure joining you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
All the very best.